More often than not, I believe every society wants someone to save them. There is some legend, some tale, some bit of folklore that is just waiting for that one bright knight, that messiah, if you will, that one person to drag them out of the dregs of darkness. Whether it was some political figure, whether it was some online influencer, or whether it was a talk show host that people somehow listen to. I don't know why people still listen to talk show hosts, but anyway, I digress. That is not the point here. A lot of people live forever in a mindset of where they want to be saved. They don't think they need to be the change they want to see in the world. Someone will be there that they can hang their hat on their coattails. This fuels cults, this fuels religions, this fuels political factions that don't actually want to hear anything critically, but will just follow the masses regardless, because that one person probably knows better than them. Sometimes there is a born leader, someone that you could truly look up to and respect in every possible way. Have you ever considered that that person that you rely on with your very, very entire being is someone that's just using you for his own purposes and waiting for the correct moment to cast you aside? In my opinion, someone that you think you could trust that betrays you is always so much more terrifying than someone that is outwardly evil and heinous that you know you should be staying away from. In my opinion, that is the real mark of a menace to society.
Out of all the thousands of comrades and tens of thousands of enemies, only one, only you and you alone, obscured the vision of my dream.
When I talk about menaces to society, you think I'm talking about massive powerhouses that are causing all sorts of destruction, where you have some city and all of a sudden, boom, the city's gone. Oh my God, a menace to society. Well, yes, that definitely does qualify as a menace to society in my book, but the subtle menace is something that I find honestly even more terrifying more often than not. The subtle menace is the close friend, is the close confidant, is the person that you've been fighting alongside your entire life. Whether you're a content creator and it's someone you collab with frequently, whether it's a close partner of yours that decides to cheat on you, or whether it's a boss, a father figure, a father that decides to leave because you started an OnlyFans. Someone that you genuinely trust and believe in, but you are just another layer on a pyramid scheme that will eventually crumble at the bottom. In my opinion, these are the biggest menaces to society. And I'm not just talking about people that are affecting you on a personal level. I mean someone that is so powerful, so charismatic, so emblematic of a future you want to believe in and believe it exists. That person that lets you down can be so much worse. And I'm not just talking about letting you down. I mean genuinely using your corpse as a stepping stool to get to a higher place. Imagine living your entire life being tortured, being beaten down, being hated by being a villain to society and villainizing society in turn. You have nowhere to go. But there is that one light, that one person that does reach out to you, that you will join them. You will become their friend. You will fight alongside them and you would give your life, putting your very essence on the line to get them to achieve whatever they have dreams or hopes or aspirations for. Someone that you truly believe would do the same for you, when suddenly none of that is true. And suddenly you realize that you are just a tool to them. They are going to use you to get to greater heights. So you leave them. You abandon them. You cut ties because this is a toxic relationship, the very definition of that. But you still love them despite making this distance because you truly didn't understand how corrupt the inner working of their mind really was. They'll find themselves in issues. They will find themselves in trouble because anyone that really likes to push buttons and manipulate to that degree will eventually spiral completely out of control and will not be able to escape the fires and explosions that they've created. They will eventually find themselves in a position of absolute torment and torture to the worst possible degree. Now you are left with a choice. Do you go help them, this person that technically manipulated you but truly gave you a reason to live for so many years, or do you keep that toxic relationship severed? Well, the correct answer is to keep the toxic relationship severed, but at anyone looking at it from that perspective at that time, they don't really feel like that's something they can do. They feel like they owe it to this person who, yeah, kind of was an asshole at times, but is someone that truly helped them. Only to find out that once you help them again, they take it to even a further step and cause absolute destruction and the worst type of betrayal to you and everyone that you know. There's nothing truly as evil as betrayal. Because yeah, I think everyone everyone in their mind recognizes the fact that there are good guys, there are bad guys in the world. You don't really know what anyone is behind the scenes, and as long as there's a distance between you and them, you have your basic guidelines. Is the person a murderer or a rapist? Well, then they're probably a bad guy. But someone that you truly love and truly believe in, that betrayal, well, that's so much worse, because in your mind, that is someone who has lived in your life as the good side, on the tit side of the force, if you will. Then it turns out those tits were never real. Sometimes someone's out there trying to do everything in your life for you, being that father figure, being that mentor figure, being that person that you could truly trust and believe in, and it turns out they were just all cock and no cum. That's like the worst thing ever. Now, imagine that not just done on a personal level where you were betrayed. Imagine it done on a societal level. Imagine some sort of crazy apocalyptic time where the entire world is terrified of an upcoming event, whether it's being attacked by demons or it's some crazy upcoming nuclear war. Maybe it's some incredible, terrifying political campaign where a absolute monster dictator can come into power and change your entire way of life. But there's that one person that could fight it. Maybe it's the opposing political figurehead. Or maybe it's some sort of incredible messiah-like figure that can take down all of these demonic hordes that are plaguing you, whether they're conscious or not. The truly manipulative, the truly vindictive, those are the true menaces to society. It's not the ones that are going around blowing up buildings. It's not the ones that are shaking political empires. It's not the ones that are so powerful with the push of a button they can start a war. Those lads are menacing too, but in my opinion, the subtle menace to society will always be so much scarier. Imagine living your life not knowing that society is an instant away from absolute and complete collapse as you know it. The entire world is about to change, but you think that you are 2 steps away from peace, from financial stability, from political stability. But you were sold a lie. You are merely another corpse for them to stand upon. And if you don't think a subtle flex is truly scary, if you don't think the subtle menace to society is by far more terrifying than any of the big public grandstandings and grandiose power displays, if my brilliant fake tits analogy has not convinced you yet at what a true menace to society is, how is it that I have gone for the last 10 minutes talking about the incredible menace that is Griffith, despite not once mentioning his name or the series Berserk in the entire last 10 minutes of me talking? How is it that I painted a picture for you to know exactly who I'm talking about and also be able to attribute it to all these other people in your lives? Maybe you've been looking at it through the lens of the anime characters specifically. Maybe you've been kind of connecting the dots to personal betrayals you felt. I don't know what you've been doing for the last 10 minutes. Maybe you've just been thinking about Griffith, but I wouldn't know because I did not mention the man a single time for the last 10 minutes. I painted a perfect picture of a perfect menace to society, attacking you in the most subtle ways. A subtle way so subtle that I have not even mentioned the subject matter of this video a single time throughout this entire analysis. You could check if you want. You could go back. You could rewind it. I got the script in front of me, baby. This was all part of my 4D genius plan. Maybe I was the subtle menace to society all along. You trusted me to be talking about an anime character. You don't even know if I was talking about Griffith. I didn't even mention the guy. I could be talking about Andrew Tate. But if you truly had Griffith in mind the entire time of me making this video, despite the fact that I never mentioned him a single time, then I don't need to be the one to tell you that he truly is one of the biggest menaces in anime history.
You're not leaving. I won't allow it.